This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates.
Good morning, video games. Welcome to Filthy Casuals, a podcast about video games hosted by three extremely kind and knowledgeable boys. Episode 115. Thank God for Mr. Bean. My name is Tommy Dassel.
Son of a bitch! You've stolen both of my catchphrases.
Also joining me is...
Ben Fennell, it's episode 115, and I'm going to vent my spleen.
Nice.
Does that mean something?
Yeah, man, it means doing a toot.
Oh, really?
Does it really?
Yeah.
Is
I
this
didn't know that's what it
connected
meant.
to the asshole?
Mate, when you...
Well, he books it.
Very
Very
That's a
inside
joke
baseball.
for about 12 of our listeners.
Very inside baseball. I like it.
Also, don't add him, bro. Don't add him.
Don't Twitter snitch us.
Speaking of Adam, it's Adam Knox.
Hey, that's my name. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Welcome to 2018.
T18.
Man,
Yeah.
it feels different here in 2018, which we're currently in whilst recording this.
You're acting like you're in space.
Yeah. I imagine that in the time between now and when we record this in the new year, this is the new year,
God, that's confusing.
the planet will have blown up and we'll all be in space.
Okay,
Oh,
yes.
cool. Interesting.
Nice.
So we are doing this several weeks in advance.
Yes.
So look, who knows? Who knows what could have happened?
True.
We're-
We've had to cut out jokes we made about Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And also ones we made about Donald Trump.
Well, the weird thing is we're recording this after an episode from several weeks ago now.
Yeah.
So the rhyming the episode
Yeah.
number, we might not even have done that for close to a month at this point.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, I really don't reckon vent your spleen means doing a little toot.
No,
I really think it
What
means
does it mean, like letting out anger?
yeah, getting stuff off your chest. Like
Well, your spleen's not on your chest.
No.
yeah, but it's like vent your spleen. I've never heard it used in that context. You know
Listeners,
what?
write in.
Let's Google
I've
it.
never heard it used because I'm not an 1830s chimney sweep.
Well,
so people
some of
don't
us
speak like that anymore.
Some of us are.
Vent your spleen. Here we go. To vent one's spleen means to express one's anger.
Okay.
Usually in forceful terms and or at top volume.
So I've misunderstood that as a child and never looked into it.
Or
Yeah.
you express your anger by farting at top volume.
I guess that is also valid.
Dad was an angry man.
Boy, did it smell.
Yes, so we are doing this episode, and let's say quite ambitious. We're doing our look ahead at the year of gaming in 2018.
Yep.
The year of gaming 2017, when we're recording this, isn't even really wrapped up yet.
No.
Everything could change in these next 3 weeks.
We're doing this because we're all away at the time when we would have
Yeah.
recorded this normally too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're being pretty
Yep. I think people understand that Christmas is a time to spend with one's loved ones.
exactly. And
Not with one's podcast hosts.
Not with one's obligations.
people say the
Yes.
same thing about the 4th of January as well.
So who knows? I mean, we all may have gotten bored of this hobby at this point and, decided that we don't want to do a podcast about games.
I know that we will have talked about this on another episode, but I would be surprised. This 2017 was possibly the best year in video games.
Yeah.
Well, this
fucking-
is a weird thing. We literally are recording this before we've done our Game of the Year 2017.
We're releasing
year in
these
review.
like Pulp Fiction style.
Yes.
Yes.
Where
Yeah.
we're all being really creepy while we direct it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
We all love feet.
Yeah.
Love them.
We
Lot of
dropped the
N-word.
N-bomb.
What an oeuvre.
I know.
What a list of things to be known for.
Yeah.
In many ways, it doesn't matter how good any of his films are.
Yep.
That's all any of us know or care about Quentin Tarantino.
Yep.
2017, massive year in
Yep.
gaming. I remember doing the version of this for 2017 at the start of the year, and there was a lot to speculate on. We had the Switch coming out, which we kind of we were all pretty tepid on. I remember.
Yes.
We were all
Yeah.
there was
Very cautious.
a lot to be skeptical about.
Yeah.
but also seemed like if it could potentially be a game changer.
Yeah.
But this year going in, it's like, I mean, I'm sure there's stuff coming up that Nox is in control of the list.
Yes. I guess we talked about this a bit at E3 where it was like some of this stuff was announced a year ago.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that was announced a year ago isn't out yet and it wasn't addressed. Like
in terms of releases, 2017 was great. In terms of like announcements and that sort of stuff, pretty wheel spinny.
Yeah.
In terms of like not real huge new stuff, which makes sense because the amount of time between announcing something and releasing it has also gone down significantly over the years.
Yeah. Yes.
Which same with the Switch. Like who'd have thought at the start of 2017 we were pretty tepid on the Switch, and then we would talk about it and love it enough to the point where it would ruin the experience of listening to this podcast for many people.
Even people who have one and are really into it and are sick of the positivity.
Shut up.
But no, you're right. I mean, there's not. It feels like this. I think. Overall, I think there's always a lot of good stuff that comes out, but I think 2018 will be the year of potentially a lot of sleepers and a lot of stuff that is kind of, announced, start of the year, first quarter of the year and comes out a couple of months later.
Yep.
That'll sneak up on us. But from a broader perspective, looking at it from here, it on initial glance doesn't seem like there's heaps.
Well,
but
so I've got quite a long list here.
Yeah, I think maybe it's not just that there's not a lot. It's just that the quality. It's hard to see how it could measure up to 2017,
and maybe even the people like studios or publishers weren't talking so much about all of these games because they knew they had a fucking bunch of heavy hitters on their hands last year.
2018.
The number of 18.
We just gonna
I just
repeat
started
18?
saying 18s because that was the word Tommy didn't say, and I had to finish it like a bop 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 bop.
Yeah.
I think I got that note at the end a little flat there, but. The indies that came out last year, some of them were really like Hollow Knight and Owl Boy, I remember, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Was surprising, and so there'll be a bunch of that stuff this year.
Yeah, sure.
That we don't know of yet.
Oh no, those games came out last year, the year before. Like Firewatch, The Witness. I feel like
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same
that was the
sort of
start
thing.
of
yeah.
2016. Yeah. I'm keen to hear this list. I'm keen to go through
But
it.
Tommy and I have not looked at this list.
No,
we have
I've
done
done-
no prep.
I've gone through and
Because
found.
that's what I was going to say. 2017, arguably too good.
yeah.
An actual kind of a burden,
Too
especially if
much-
you're in a position of wanting to talk about as much stuff as possible.
Oh God, yeah.
Kind of a burden to have to keep up with everything
Yeah.
instead of just having something and that being it for 2 months.
There were 3, 4, maybe 5 games that came out that I would have played for the entire year. Could I dedicate
Totally.
that much time to them?
Easily.
There's
yeah.
stuff I
Yeah.
missed out on
Yeah.
and might have talked about last week in our Game of the Year thing
Yep.
if it weren't for the fact that I just literally didn't have time to play them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this year seems... Well, so I have a list here that I've organized in a pretty weird way by the order in which the first letter of the title of the game, in what position in the alphabet that letter shows up.
Okay, but surely it's like you've then taken that and like measured against like the astrological signs or something like that to make it more easy to understand.
Number of syllables or something?
Not
from
really,
highest to
no
lowest?
syllable
No, you
consideration.
haven't like
just...
taken the number value of the letters and done some kind of
Oh, that's
sum
good.
or something?
No, nothing like that. I've
Okay.
just basically, you know how the alphabet goes, A, B, C, D, and so on.
Oh, so in the order of hottest letter to least hot letter.
You could imagine it like that. If it were set out like a heat map.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or do you mean in terms of
I mean like a fuck
attractiveness?
map.
Yeah.
No one's fucking
Just for my
said.
sake, if we could go through the alphabet right now, I'd really appreciate it.
All right, well, it starts with A. Next up, you got your big boy B.
Okay.
Letter C
Slower,
comes
slower.
next.
Yeah, let's slow it down.
Doom, doom, doom. Who's that I hear walking up? Doom, doom. Oh, it's D. E. Oh, E just drove past.
This is like a Sesame Street animation.
F is going by in a helicopter.
Gone pie.
Dunk. G just jumped off of that building.
I can't believe this is
And
still
hit the
going.
ground. Ah! H screamed. I can't believe it. He killed himself. G's dead. Joking. Anyway,
You got to J. You got halfway.
so
Kill me.
yeah, I went through and found as many as I could that seemed interesting. This isn't every game that's coming out this year, obviously, but
Yep.
this is a bunch of games. We'll start with A Way Out. Now, I don't expect you to remember what that is.
Let me
and we'll move
let me
on.
have a guess. Is that the cooperative Prison Break game?
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah. I can't remember who it was who was making that, but it was someone whose previous game I remember liking.
Yeah. And that was, when was that shown? Was that shown in the Sony E3?
Yes.
Yeah.
That sounds right. And
Yeah.
it was the dude who looked a bit like very, very mutton chopsy or whatever, Elvis
Yeah.
Presley guy, and
Yep.
the other one,
Yep.
escaping prison, and it's designed to be played couch co-op
Yes.
the
Yeah.
entire way through this story-driven game.
Yeah.
And that sounds really fucking cool.
It's like the bits in Uncharted where you have two players and you're like giving each other boosts and stuff, but it's
Yeah.
actually another
Exactly.
person.
Yeah. That sounds really fun.
Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons
That's what that. Yes.
Right.
Okay.
is the other one.
And that was a similar concept where you were controlling two characters with two sticks,
Yeah.
just
Right.
on your own, like a fucking nerd. But now you can bring your one friend along,
Yep.
or in my case, my brother. And
You're not friends with your brother?
yeah, we're pals.
Yeah.
Gotta say, 2017 was the year I started really getting into the couch co-ops. Got a
Yeah.
lot of time for them.
Nice.
So
And this
yeah.
seems like a really cool take on that, where it's not just. Not that I don't like it, but stuff like Overcooked or Death Squared or whatever, where it's very short, simple little puzzles kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
This is a full, full length
Longer,
story-driven
yeah, yeah.
game.
Purpose built for co-op. It's
And that
not just
sounds really fun in this age of sitting down with your significant other or your brother and watching an entire season of whatever.
Yeah.
This is that, but a game.
I have been thinking that where I've played the tiniest little bit of Mario Odyssey with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Where that has the co-op mode where the second person can
Is the
control.
hat, right?
Yeah, they control
Oh,
the hat.
right.
And it's kind of good in the way that like the stakes for them are very low. So if you're with someone who kind of really knows what they're doing, you can just kind of breeze through
Right.
and they can just kind of do whatever. But that said, they're kind of the second player is kind of so inconsequential
Right.
that there's not really any point to it. They can sort of go and do stuff, but it's sort of I think it's kind of more designed for like a little kid to be able to sit next to you,
Right.
rather than like someone who the ideal thing would be someone who plays a bit less than you can still like plays games a bit less than you
Right.
can
Yeah.
still kind of get their head around it. Like you don't need to both be super great at it.
Yeah.
But there still kind of is a bit of a degree where if one of you's a fair bit better
Yeah.
or a bit more versed in games,
They can take the lead.
Yeah. Which this seems like it's going to kind of be that.
Yeah, it looks
what I
like
wish
it's
that
mainly
had more.
based on just kind of moving and no real technical intricacies
Intricacies?
or like technical skill needed.
Right.
Yeah.
But what it makes its bread and butter out of
Is wheat
and milk
and milk. Yeah.
is
Oh,
like
this sounds revolutionary.
Sounds like a regular
the story,
baker over
the way
here.
they were putting it forward is that the story can branch out depending on your actions,
Right. Okay.
and that
yeah.
sort of stuff. So
I don't know if I was that tapped into that side of this game. I just saw the mechanical, platforming
Yeah.
stuff and was like, that's pretty cool.
it seems sick.
Nice.
So a way out. Moving on down to the second most fuckable letter in the it's still A. Ace Combat 7.
Okay.
And that's a PS4 game where you fly jets around.
Yeah, all right.
Very arcadey shooting. The previous ones were. This one's
Right.
got VR, which I think could
okay.
be really fucking
Ooh,
fun.
yeah.
And just a game of flying around shooting shit.
Yep.
I'm in.
Okay.
Yeah.
I used to be really into flight simulators, or at least like fighter jet combat games.
Yeah, yeah.
F-15 on Windows
Right.
was a
Oh,
good
yeah, yeah,
one.
yeah.
But I haven't played one in like 15 years.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a game for you.
Okay.
It's called Ace Combat 7. It's coming to the PS4 this year.
Speaking of the VR thing, sounds cool. And speaking of VR, the Doom VFR game came out. Doom
Yep.
VFR came
Yep.
out 5 weeks ago.
Yes.
And I remember back then, just after it had come out, being very keen to have a go on the VR headset that we have.
Yeah.
And
what did you think of it after you played it? About 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember now. What did I think of it? Because I
Look,
remember.
listeners, you just check that episode.
I was at Ben's house and I remember I took the VR home with me and then I downloaded
I made sure to remind
it.
you of it in case you forgot again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
That's
bringing it
right.
up. I'm bringing it up. No, I brought it up at the time in
Yeah.
order to get you to remind me to take it
Right.
home with me.
Well,
Yeah,
because then I
nice.
was going to remind you that I probably wanted to get it from you before Christmas so I could take
Oh, and
it
you
for my
did. You
family and
did.
my
Don't.
group.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's,
yeah.
But that's
No, we
why
had a
I
great
brought
time.
it up.
It's a shame that my dad walked down that flight of stairs with a VR helmet on and ended up...
I think I vaguely remember bringing up how annoyed I was that I'd packed it up and had it packed up for about 4 weeks So I hadn't been using it myself, but had it at my house.
No, you're absolutely, your memory's spot on this one. And I remember that very distinctly because what I remember saying is, and I think this still stands today, that perhaps then it's on you to maybe, first of all, it's on you to kind of, hey, give me a bit of a reminder to take it. And
Sure.
also, it not that it is now, but I remember at the time being able to very clearly see it just sitting under a bench in your living room, taking up no room whatsoever.
I do remember that. I remember that day as well because you each gave me $50 after we were finished recording, and that was really strange, I thought, at the time, but appreciated.
I literally did give you $50 before we started recording.
Ace Combat 7.
I wonder
Boy, I
how
hope
interesting that was for the listeners.
Was or is?
Very good question.
Because I remember feeling, anyway. Boy, I hope that game's as fun as that.
So the next one is something I'm very interested to see.
Wait, before we move on, are either of you guys interested in that game at all?
Not really.
I'm
Do you
gonna play it.
Do you play them?
I played one of them on the PS1,
Right.
and it's been years. But like, I would super be up for. I really enjoyed the flight sections in Battlefront 2, and it got me
Yes.
thinking about how there hasn't been like a Rogue Squadron or something arcade flight shooter
Yeah.
for a while, and
Yeah.
I'm super up for that again, especially with the VR element added in of looking around a cockpit.
Now, do you think that there's a possibility that that'll be actually linked to real fighter planes and will be like unknowingly drafted into like a
shit.
technological army?
And Dexter's going to be in it.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
What?
That'll be bad.
Dexter?
He was in that movie Gamer, Michael C. Hall.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the robot from Perfect Match.
That's what I would think of first if someone said Dexter.
I'm on a Michael C. Hall diet. I Michael C. food and I eat it.
Anthem is the next one. We're still on the NA. So a little less
Hell.
riffing
Okay. A
from
little more.
everybody, please.
So, who? BioWare?
Yes.
Yes.
Modern
this
BioWare,
this
though.
one.
Yeah.
This one that got shown at E3.
Ba-
Jetpack
Basically-
motherfucker, yeah.
Jetpack Destiny.
Yeah.
It looked pretty, but also like they'd faked that demo together.
Yeah.
The concept of it being Destiny has gotten less appealing to me after 2, honestly,
Sure.
but probably more appealing to you, maybe.
I conceptually, sure, I'm still not into this game.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It seems like such a Me Too premise
Right.
that I can't imagine it being that not Me Too of a game. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, it seemed
Like,
kind of a bit
you know
dull
what I mean.
from
Yeah.
everything we saw.
Yeah.
And that weird, lame, like actor-driven play demo thing.
Yeah,
That's right.
They did that thing of like, well, let's get in there and see what kind of items this person has, rather than being like,
Yeah.
we've done this 4 times before. I'm hoping for this one. Fuck, I didn't get it. This game's bullshit. They just want you to pay money for the microtransactions.
Yes. Or literally someone being silent and then going, the quest's over there.
Yeah. Where are we going, guys? That was a
Very
bomb.
good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Initially,
Get
I
it?
thought it was spaghetti.
I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see more about that because I can see that game either being pretty uninspired or pretty fucked with microtransaction-y stuff possibly
Yeah.
in this
Yeah.
day and
Yeah,
age.
unnecessary grinding.
Yeah,
all that kind of
exactly.
stuff.
A modern
Yeah.
BioWare, I don't know how much weight that name holds anymore.
When
really.
was the last time they
Mass
released
Effect
a good?
Andromeda?
No, when was the last time they released a good game?
Mass Effect Andromeda? No.
Would it have been 3?
I guess people like Dragon Age Inquisition. I guess.
I didn't. So
Yeah.
Fuck, it's been a while.
Yeah. You could argue it's been since Mass Effect 2, pretty happily.
Sure.
So yeah, that'll be interesting. Now the next one comes with a bit of a pedigree as well, especially for you, Ben. I would say Biomutant. Which do you remember that trailer with the little raccoon thing that had a bit of a sword or a gun, and he was jumping around, and it's like a platforming
Hang on.
shooter thing. It's developed by the people who made Just Cause and Mad Max,
Oh, cool.
okay.
and they splintered off and made their own studio.
Right.
A bit of a sword or a gun.
gun.
I don't remember if it was a sword or a gun. But he was a raccoon or something. I
You'd
know
be
he
a
was-
terrible eyewitness.
So there was some sort of an animal holding some sort of
You
a
don't
weapon.
even know if it's definitely a raccoon or not.
No.
So this could be a fucking... This
Well,
could
'cause
be
he
a
was
fucking
standing up
turtle
and-
with a cat of nine tails for all we know.
It wasn't a turtle, definitely, but he was
Okay.
standing up and talking. So
That's
it's very
one animal off the list.
One of the-
okay, budgerigar.
no, because one
Squirrel.
of the least easy to identify things about an animal is when it stands up and talks. You're like, what fucking type of animal is that?
Man, I've always said that.
It
None of them
talks,
do
so
it.
you can just ask it.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, he's not here right now. He's a biomutant. I guess
I
is-
don't think I've ever heard of this game, I have to say.
There's a trailer for it that went up in sort of August or something, or maybe July, maybe it was around E3.
Right.
Or was it a
And-
gun?
But yeah, it's sort of a platformer action thing made by
Okay.
those guys, so
Cool.
could be cool.
Yeah. I am a big fan of that studio.
Yeah.
Or those guys, yeah.
Or well,
Big
yeah,
fan of
new
mutants.
studio now.
Oh, yeah.
Same people. Speaking of new studio, same people. The people who made Castlevania Symphony of the Night are releasing Bloodstained Ritual of the Night this year. Allegedly, that was a Kickstarted thing, and it's
Right.
basically a sequel to Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Right.
Have any of us ever played that?
No.
I've never played any Castlevanias.
Right.
Yeah.
I've specifically never played Symphony of the Night. I tried a couple of the other ones. People love that game still, 20 years later.
PlayStation 1?
Yeah.
That's the one that people really go berserk
Yeah,
for, isn't it?
exactly.
right.
And so they're making a spiritual successor to that. Could be cool. It's a Kickstarter thing. The
Right.
last one that was similar to this was Mighty Number 9, which people hated.
Yeah, I was about
What
to
about
say
Ukulele?
the
Was that-
kickstarted spiritual successors.
No.
Not a great track record so far.
No.
It isn't it kind of like
Ukulele too.
it's kind of the flawed dream of Kickstarter where it's like, cool, now we just get all the stuff that we've always wanted because it's like
Yeah.
people are free of the shackles and it's like there's kind of yet to be one where it's like this has just scratched the nostalgia itch in every
Yeah.
way and didn't we stick it to the big studios by funding this ourselves?
It
is
just
kind of
keeps
yeah.
reinforcing the idea that maybe a studio structure is beneficial to,
Yeah.
to games development.
you'd
Maybe
be
they
up
kicked
there.
them out for a reason.
Yeah.
Like,
You'd be up there in the ivory towers just going, see, we tried to tell you what you
Yeah.
like and you don't listen to us.
Yeah.
pay me $2.99 to hear the rest of that fucking thing. It's probably still funny on the 4th of January. Crackdown 3,
Still, yeah.
That fucking game, I'm pretty sure I'm right in saying, was announced before the Xbox One launched.
right.
And now, what, fucking 5 years later?
Yeah.
At least 4 years later.
Yeah.
It's still not out, and
It
we
was-
haven't seen much of it.
Xbox One and PS4 same year.
Yeah.
I think they'll be both turning 5 this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking hell.
And I've seen more of Terry Crews dressed in a costume spruiking that game
Yeah.
than I've seen footage of that
Maybe
game.
this
Yeah.
is the game.
Maybe. Hey, if it's just Terry Crews going like, good purchasing decision.
No. Us speculating about Terry Crews is the game.
Oh my God.
The great creator himself is looking down on us, just twiddling the knobs.
Oy, meta. I barely know her. Darksiders 3.
Is that the one where it's like demons and you're like an angel and you run around shooting stuff or something? Or am I thinking of
It
that?
was funny when I would have said the gun or a sword thing before.
Yeah, it's
Someone doesn't
great.
know what they're talking
Now
about.
that you're on the other side, I get it. When it happens to me on this show, nothing makes me more angry when you get pulled up on one little thing that you
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
But, I mean, when you get to watch someone else do it,
It's a bit of fun.
it's
Yeah.
great.
But in
Ham
your-
sandwich. Oh,
you're close,
fuck,
though.
no, leave me alone.
You're pretty close. You're
Right.
like a horseman of the apocalypse.
Right.
And they were meant to be 4 originally, but they did 2 and ended up, it looked like it was dead.
Right.
But now they're like, but we're doing 3 again for some reason.
Right.
So it was pretty, I played the first one and kind of liked it. It was like a beat 'em up cross with Zelda.
Yeah. I think
and
I maybe played the second one.
Right.
And just played the start and I don't know, wasn't into that style of gameplay.
Sure.
But yeah.
Pretty dopey story, but
Right.
quite fun. And I'm happy to see something. I always get bothered when something goes, we're going to make 5 of these, and then they make 2,
Right.
and it's gone.
Yeah.
That
Especially
bod-
when it comes to hamburgers.
Oh man, whenever they make me fewer than 5 hamburgers, I'm livid.
So what
I don't have
happens?
the
They
energy to yell at them.
I don't know
they
why.
bring him out 2 and then they cut him off?
Well, no, yeah, maybe they're like, hey, we're going to make 5 hamburgers. And-
No, it'd be me only being able to pay for 2 or something.
Okay,
probably.
that's more reasonable.
yeah. Which, by the way, if
Wait,
they're
if
good
that's-
hamburgers, that's like Now
you know what?
And if we're going to give you $50 each after, I mean, if we back when we gave you $50 each, to hear that you just went and spent them on hamburgers is pretty disturbing, I have to say.
The first food stuff.
Don't censor me.
The first food item that I was going to say was scones, because it kind of makes more sense numbers-wise. You might get peckish enough to have 5 scones.
5 is still.
I reckon 5 is the average number of scones.
Yeah.
to consume, in a meal. If
Afternoon
you're really
tea,
hungry,
shit, yeah.
yeah.
But I guess I just wouldn't eat one scone, so 5
That's
is
why.
absurd.
That's
for me.
why I changed it to hamburgers.
Yeah.
and then I was like, they're too big. What have
No,
I done?
no. I eat hamburgers by
The half dozen.
yeah.
Gotta say, haven't had a scone for ages.
Neither.
A good old Devonshire tea.
Oh,
bit of
baby.
jam and cream in there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I had a
real
scone
good
on
stuff.
Tuesday.
Really?
Yeah, Tuesday scone.
Wait,
Death Stranding is the next one.
has a lot in common with that last joke you said. No one knows what the fuck it is.
Death Stranding's the Kojima one, the Hideo Kojima thing.
Oh, yes.
Guillermo del Toro
Yep.
is also in some way.
Mads Mikkelsen
Mads
is in
Mikkelsen is in it.
it. Yep.
I don't actually think that'll come out this year.
Nah.
No. Is it slated to be?
Well, according to some people.
Right. According to Kojima?
Well, so they were at the Game Awards a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
Probably with another trailer to this, but I didn't watch the Game Awards back when it happened.
Are you sure? Because I think we might have spoken about it on an episode previous
It
to
may
this
contradict something I've said in the past, but new year, new attitude. And my new attitude, always lie. Keep them guessing about what I've done.
This is a great holiday I'm on right now. January 4th, just loving it. On the beach in Ibiza, just going off.
Me sitting there with 10 hamburgers to treat myself. I'm going to
10
have
now.
double.
Wow.
You might get a double Whopper. I get double the amount of Whoppers.
So, assuming this game does come out this year,
Yeah.
what are we thinking? We're all looking forward to it, yeah?
I am up- yeah.
I don't know if I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing more of what it is. I would be
Yeah.
okay with it never coming out, and all we see is just weird trailers
Yeah.
of it for the rest of eternity. That would be kind of cool.
Once a year, like
Yeah.
a baby cries in a strange situation.
Yeah, I'm into that. That's kind of revolutionary.
Yeah.
That's a different type of game.
I got to say, I love Kojima's aesthetic.
Yeah.
And I haven't loved the Metal Gear Solid games. So I'm really excited to play something that, is kind of outside of that realm, but still within his kind of style and aesthetic.
Totally.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
It seems like it'll just be weird third person action game. Like I can't see it being too different to Metal Gear. I don't know why it would be in terms of just like what it looks like, and it just seems like it's going to be a weird, fucked up, apocalyptic-y future kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's not really what Metal Gear was. Metal Gear
But I
was
mean,
like,
in terms of how it plays.
Yeah, sure, yeah. I think maybe that's, I want to get in on the ground floor of something, not have to struggle to understand all the Metal Gear
That's
mythos.
true. Metal Gear, had so much baggage attached to it that having it completely divorced from that will be cool.
Yes, yeah.
So even in terms of the gameplay of all the Metal Gear games, it
Right.
had leftover weird things about it
Yeah.
that it probably wouldn't have if they'd have started with a fresh slate.
Yeah,
which
totally.
they are now. So I'm keen to see what happens with that, as well as with Detroit Become Human.
I'm less keen.
I'm keen to see it in the same way I'm keen to see, like, when somebody's walking on stilts, have them fall over.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they are walking on some fucking stilts with that game.
yeah.
Every single thing I've seen about that seems like the most heavy fucking handed,
Yeah.
just brutally thinks it's clever type of game. Have you seen much of that?
No. You're going to have to refresh me.
Okay, so it's David Cage who did Heavy Rain and
okay.
all of those ones.
Yep.
And it's the, like, androids, like, workers and servants and stuff, and they're rising up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that, like, it's kind of a hacky, lame, like, first-year uni
Totally.
creative essay kind of story, combined with the gameplay of this guy's previous games, which are horrible.
Yeah, exactly. Like, move awkwardly around this shitty space and hold a button when it says to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they look not, and for what they are, I think they're interesting.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's no merit to any of those games.
Sure, and Heavy Rain specifically, like, it had a really good aesthetic and style and interesting
Yeah.
story. I didn't play more than about 4 hours of it, though, because it was just a shit heap to play.
Yeah, it fucking falls apart at the end is the crazy thing.
Right.
Like that game is essentially all its story.
Right.
And it has enormous holes that show up
Right.
at the end. And loose threads that
Right.
just, it's fucking crazy how poorly made in weird aspects each of those games is
right.
or are.
Well, so what else has he made apart from Heavy Rain?
Beyond Two Souls with
Okay.
Ellen Page.
Right, no, I didn't
And
play that.
Fahrenheit, which was also called Indigo Prophecy.
Right,
And I
right.
played that one, and that had the same issues where it was like,
Right.
at some point, it just took a stupid fucking turn. Like, I'm looking forward to seeing the dumb turn that all the humans in this are actually aliens and the androids are humans.
Yeah,
or whatever
right.
bullshit thing that it does for no reason.
If you've called that will be amazing. Let's note that down.
Days Gone is the next one. That is the zombies, lots of zombies game.
Last
Yeah.
of Us
You're
kind
a
of clone.
motorbike man.
Yeah, I think this looks good based on what we saw of it at E3.
Yep.
Who knows if it's doing enough different for anyone to give a fuck?
Yeah.
But I can see this being maybe like a bit of a sleeper.
Totally.
sleeper hit.
Falling in this year where maybe there's not going to be a bunch
Yeah.
of blockbusters that are similar to it.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
could be,
I
this
think
could
it
be
looks
good
cool.
timing.
Like it
It really set my mediocre game senses tingling.
Right.
There was just something about the way they demoed it that made it look like this will play a little just
Yeah. Okay.
I know it's zombies and stuff we've seen time and time again,
Yeah.
but the inclusion of being a bikey dude is just enough to make me go, okay, that's it. That could be really interesting.
But that's
Yeah.
so like zombies, and this time in Paris. You
yeah,
know, like
fun. That's cool.
Yeah.
yeah. Zombies in Paris would be great.
That would be great.
yeah,
Yeah, there is an element of if it's open world with vehicle, movement and stuff like that, and just an interesting story. I kind of thought the latest trailer was a bit more interesting than certainly more interesting than the previous one.
Yeah.
it just was like, oh, maybe this is enough for me to get into this.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay open minded about it, but I have just like a bit of a grim feeling about that. one.
it'll depend on the time of year that it's in as well. But I
Yeah.
can definitely see it being.
I don't
one
like
that-
zombies in June. I've always said
Yeah.
that. In June, I'm not happy to watch anything to do with zombies.
I'm looking forward to Christmas in July. That's what I'm focused on.
Don't bring. They put up the zombie decorations earlier every year, and I hate it. Keeping on the D theme,
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Fighters.
Hell
What is
yeah.
that? That's
Yeah.
coming out in like 3 weeks or
Hell
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a special edition in JB Hi-Fi.
Little Goku action figure boy or
Fuck yeah,
statue.
figurine thing.
Yeah.
I'm really tempted to get that.
Yeah. That game seems... I really like with that they focused on making all the characters from the old series. There's a new series, Super,
Right.
has a bunch of new characters. I don't fucking know.
Yep.
And there are very few characters from that in it, which I'm stoked
Yeah.
about.
Yeah,
It
it's a
looks
game
cool.
for people of our age. I
Yeah,
think.
exactly.
Yeah.
Big weebos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks
And-
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope that has a cool story mode.
Yep.
Is the one thing that I would like out of it, but either way, it looks...
I mean,
so
it'd be
good.
cool if the show had a good story mode. Like, that's a lot to ask
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball.
Exactly. I guess I don't want a good one. I want a Dragon Ball-y one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I want just... When I hit story mode, I hit cross on that. Just have every character go, oh! And then end it. Roll
Yeah.
credits, and I'm good.
Yeah.
One of them has to scream for longer.
Yeah.
And then, like, at the end of the story mode, I have to go to school a little bit earlier than the end of the episode.
Yes.
That'd be perfect.
Yes.
Far Cry 5.
What's there to say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've talked about it a
keen,
lot.
Interested, and it's pretty soon. It's the Jan 26th.
I think... Oh, maybe it's February, actually. I think it's in February.
No, it's Jan.
27th.
I'm sure it's Jan.
I'm positive it's February.
Okay.
I think it's July.
Uh-oh.
It's a Christmas game.
Just after Zombie Myths.
The commitment. Go on.
Are
Hit
you looking
Google.
it up?
Knock yourself out.
Whoop. Do you want to know
I'm
when Far Cry 4 came out?
I'm so confident in this.
Okay.
Okay, when do you think it's out?
I think it's either Jan 25 or Jan 26.
What would you say if I told you 27th of February?
I'd say you've just made that up in order to suit your own answer.
Yeah, I called bloody Arthur Google earlier
That
and
says
got him to
January.
change his website. It says February.
The listeners can't see. That says January. Why would I bother
Give me a
lying
look.
when anyone can just look it up themselves?
It does say 27th of
27th.
February.
Feb.
I could have sworn it was January.
Maybe
Hey.
it was pushed.
Either way,
It may have been pushed.
Far Cry 5 is a pretty known quantity, I feel like.
Yes,
So I don't need to
it's
go too
just
deep into
it's
that.
just the specifics of the politics, which
Yep.
we will find out when
And
we
hopefully
play
they
it.
do something a bit fresher for people who've played 3 and 4 like us.
3 and 4, pretty much the same game with a different skin. So yeah, if it's changed up
And
a
this'll-
little bit.
I mean, this is the first big one of the year, I guess.
Monster Hunter. Well, we'll get it to a couple of
Okay.
others. Dragon Ball's
But-
come out before that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I've never played a Far Cry, so that's probably the first big one of the year that I'm
You're
looking forward to.
Yeah,
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Cool. On the 27th of February.
Well, I'll see if I can get it. Hopefully, it breaks street day on the 25th of January. Just sitting out the back of JB for a full month.
But I hope that it is a little different to the other ones and doesn't fall into a trap of being the same game again and again. God of War, that's coming out as well.
I love a Nox segue where it's like, I've thought of one thing, I'm going to build right up to it.
And his face lights up, and he's like, "Now this is my audition into Mensa. Here I am."
No, I think of it more like you're a
genius.
I don't want to say Wile E. Coyote because it's not him. Who's that guy
Speedy
who rode
Gonzales.
motorbikes? Did motorbike jumps?
Oh,
Evil Knievel.
Evil Knievel. You can see why I was thinking of Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah.
And the
Same sort of
syllables,
thing, really.
Yeah.
And so the syllables and the references are the buses
Yeah.
that you're just leaping over.
And
on
it's
your
him more
little-
like waving to the crowd beforehand.
Oh,
All
God.
that sort of stuff. And then the fireworks come out the back of the motorbike and he does the best trick
Please.
you've
And
ever
then he
seen.
breaks both his legs. Yeah.
Next time we do a live show, please get an Evil Knievel jumpsuit and do it.
Yes.
All right, that will definitely be cheap enough for me to do. God of War's coming out.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it looks cool.
And it looks like a reinvention of that in a way that
Yep.
Yeah.
they really needed to do.
Yep. It has heavy rebooted Tomb Raider vibes,
Yeah.
but I really like those games. So.
Yeah.
And the action
Yeah.
looks a little more fun to me
Yeah.
from what we've seen. I hope that the kid isn't too sassy. in it.
Okay. Now,
Kids should be
on a
seen and
scale
not heard.
of 0 to 10, how sassy should the kid be?
I'll give him up to... I
But
would give
compare
him-
it to another famous sassy kid that we
Yeah.
might know.
Okay.
Bart Simpson, perhaps.
So say Bart Simpson
pretty
is a
sassy.
sassy 10.
All right.
Is he?
Yep. Yeah,
And who would be a sassy what? Like who's the most down kid?
Oh, the most Wednesday Adams.
Or that kid
Yeah.
from Pay It Forward?
Oh yeah.
He's pretty upset.
Who was that? Was that Haley Joel Osment?
I think it was Haley Joel Osment. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Sixth Sense kid. He's not happy.
Yeah.
He's not sassing
Yeah,
back
okay.
any of the guys.
Sure.
And then somewhere in the middle, I reckon at like a 7, you've got Kevin McAllister.
Kevin
Sure.
McAllister's a fucking dead. He's prop sassy.
But he's not-
But he's sassy.
yeah,
You
but
think it's
he's
not
not.
sassy to put a
He's-
bunch of Hot Wheels on the
but he's
floor
just-
Keep
deliberately?
the change,
No,
you filthy animal.
But he's
Exactly.
surviving.
That's
He's
sassy.
surviving because the reason he gets left behind in the first place is because no one, he blends into the pack. He's so unsassy.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
so early Kevin McAllister would be a 4.
Yeah,
Late
Kevin McAllister
period
with his
Kevin.
family.
Yeah.
He's a little run to the litter there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you're
Okay.
saying at the start of the movie he's a 4, but then the experience changes him.
Totally.
It's really about a boy coming out of his shell, isn't
That's
it?
right. Becoming
So-
It's Black Swan.
I kind of
I'm
want.
going to say 4 points more sassy.
I want the opposite of that to happen with this game.
Right.
You want him
Basically.
to.
I want him to start sassy. Hey, look, I think the world's fine, but then he's got a war. Dad dies,
Right.
and he becomes the main character. And he's
Leaving a
less
few.
sassy.
The start of the game, he's leaving a few Matchbox cars on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
End of the game,
Yeah.
he's pissing his pants in his sleep.
He's
Does he
knocking
do
over, like throwing paint cans into those Medusa's heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he pisses his pants.
Someone pisses their pants.
Did you
at the
just
start.
also make another bold prediction that God of War, Kratos is going to die and his son's going to be the main character?
Yeah, Red Dead.
Okay.
Case closed. I just said another thing where that happens.
Yeah, case set.
Jurassic World Evolution. That's
Oh,
the.
that's
This
right.
is the SimCity Jurassic
Exactly.
Park game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know heaps about that, but just the concept is enough for me to have that on my watch list.
Yep, absolutely.
Much like.
Osama bin Laden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Nice.
not on any watch lists anymore.
No.
I'm sure there's some people out there who have him on a watch list.
Yeah,
Who are
like-
convinced he's not dead.
Paul
Oh, yeah.
McCartney's dead, but Osama bin Laden's
He's
not.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I'm looking forward to that game a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kentucky Route Zero TV edition. So this is an adventure game series that the 5th act of it is coming out next year. There's been 4.
Yeah,
I've never
right.
played any of them, but I hear fucking great things about all of them.
Yeah, I've heard
Yeah,
this
same.
talked about before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so there's a version TV edition they're calling it, but it's coming out on the Switch as well,
Right.
which is the one that I'm looking at maybe getting.
And
Are they all on the
this-
PC?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
And so they're coming to PS4, Xbox, and Switch.
Okay, right.
Right, and
and
this is all the previous.
All of them together. All
Yeah,
of them
cool.
packed
That
up
sounds cool.
together.
Yeah, nice.
It's about like a trucker who drives through hell or something
Oh.
to deliver his last package.
Nice.
Which that's a good setup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds very cool.
Yeah.
I've been keen to play Thimbleweed Park on the Switch as well,
Same,
by the
right.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Night in the Woods as well.
Mm-hmm.
Kingdom Hearts 3 is the next one. It's
Oh,
sequel to
yeah.
a series none of us have ever played.
Yeah, is it? And I've been very keen to go in on those
Yeah.
games for a long time because it looks they're doing a lot of stuff that looks like it's extremely my bag.
Yeah.
Will this actually come out? Because is this one of those ones that's been kind of delayed for a long time? What do you think the chances are of this
For
actually happening?
years.
Right.
But it's got to come out sometime, I guess.
Yep. And I think we all.
That's what they said about my kidney stones, though, and I'm still in a lot of pain.
I think we all have said that we've wanted to play the previous ones.
Yeah.
And we haven't. And I think we're just all going to go in at 3 and hope we get what's going on.
I think that's probably
a big chance.
a huge mistake from what I know of that series.
Right.
Yeah.
That it's fucking loopy.
Right.
But, or maybe even a little goofy.
We knew it was coming.
Oh, yeah. That one was.
Like my kidney stones, at some point I'm going to go to that toilet. You're going to hear it ding, ding,
and it's going to be really painful.
Yeah.
yeah.
Kirby.
Working title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They showed that off at E3 or in the Nintendo Direct at E3.
Yeah.
It looks very simple, but looks fun. I've always liked Kirby. We can talk a bit more about Nintendo at the end.
Yeah.
I hope this isn't, what we know at this point that they're bringing out.
Well, so this is.
Boy,
the
I
thing.
hope that's not it.
Yeah.
But I think potentially as a bit of a, if they were pacing it the same way as they did this year, if this took up the Splatoon 2
Yeah.
space of the year, kind of a bit of an in-between in the bigger stuff, I'd be into it.
Totally.
It looks fun.
And we will talk about that a bit more because
Yeah.
you'll notice as we finish off this list how many times
Yeah.
I've said a Nintendo property.
Just for the record, and this is very serious.
Yeah.
I've never been into Kirby.
Oh!
I know.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I don't
I've just-
think.
yeah.
Yeah. I haven't properly played one in ages, but again, this is around. It's on the Switch. It seems like
Yeah.
it'll be a good time kill. And the little bits they've showed off where you can do some 4-player crazy stuff seems like there's a lot of the abilities and stuff. Kirby's one of those franchises that's a bit of a mixed bag in terms of critical response.
Right.
Some of them come out and people. I think the last main platformer that came out was a 3DS one called Planet Robot that people really liked, even though it was a bit short. But it'll be interesting to see how they treat it, whether they kind of lean a bit more into it being on the shorter handheldy side or whether it's a bit more robust.
Yeah, if they're
Yeah.
going, hey, it's one of our characters that's coming out this year. We got to make this a big
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, exactly. There's egg on our faces when it's Kirby Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, yeah.
Or Kirby Suck In of the Wild.
Oh, yeah.
I
Nice.
suppose.
Yeah.
Maybe you'd call it that. A little bit goofy.
Christ.
Marvel Spider-Man.
Yeah,
is
I'm
next.
pumped.
Yeah.
Me
Pumped
too
up.
now.
Yeah.
I was really trepidatious at first.
You
I thought
were.
it just looked like a pretty middling action game.
And you had a conspiracy theory that the trailer was like purpose built to make it seem more exciting than the game
Yeah.
actually is.
And I still have that a little bit with that trailer.
Right.
But I think, I don't know, something about that more recent trailer made me come around to it in a way.
Yeah, right.
I'm
it's
still
because they-
trepidatious.
Right.
I think it's I think it's going to be good in spite of the fact that I've seen nothing.
Man.
Oh!
God, I just got bitten by a radioactive shit joke.
I've been Harry Osborn again. That joke was so good.
Oh, man. I'm
My uncle
hobgoblin.
Comedy.
I'm gobbling up these jokes.
My uncle Comedy just got shot in the street.
You're the
Nice,
kingpin.
I think
Venom.
I think it
I
looks.
barely know him.
I think it's going to be good. In spite of the fact that I have not. Nothing that I've seen about it has made me think that.
Right.
But it's also, it's a Spider-Man action game.
Yeah.
It's just going to be good.
Yep.
That's extremely
Even-
optimistic.
even though the
Nothing I've
trailers-
seen about this suggests this, but here we go with Daddy
Well, how
rolling
could
the
it-
dice again.
How could it not be? It's
Yeah.
not that what I've seen I think looks bad. It just hasn't.
Yeah.
But it just hasn't
Yeah.
won me. It's just the bits that they've shown. It's like you've just shown us a big cutscene. Like that
Yeah, sure.
doesn't sell me on any of what's
Well,
actually there.
Weirdly,
Yeah.
it was the more recent one where they showed cutscenes and they showed the story elements, and it was him being Peter Piper.
Peter Piper.
Peter Parker in high school that made me go like, oh, I think they're doing an angle with this that I can get behind.
Right.
So
You've been to high school.
yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I've been a Spider-Man too. Oh fuck! Whoops. Oh
Did
no.
you liked Spider-Man Homecoming as well, yeah?
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. Cool.
I like.
I'm going to watch it tonight, probably.
I'm of the age, which I think you're of this age too, where Spider-Man is the original superhero in my mind.
No, I'm a Batman guy. I'm Batman 89.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Because the first Batman I would have been either Batman Forever or Batman and Robin. So
Right.
I was never
Wow.
really super Batman boy until
Yeah.
the Nolan ones. So Spider-Man, the original, or the 2001 one, whenever that was.
But you said to Ben before, you're of my age, and you know that's not true.
Yeah.
The age I meant.
Well,
of this generation.
I guess I'm, 2 years? 2 years
Yeah,
old?
exactly.
Which is enough for me to be a Batman guy, I think.
Yeah, I guess in many ways, I'm 31.
MechWarrior 5 is the next one. Have you ever played any of the MechWarrior games?
Yes, I loved them.
Yeah.
I played a lot of them. There
And
was
it's
a
been
period of time where they were the only games I played.
And it's been a big ass gap since the
Yeah.
last one, like
Yep.
15 years or more.
Much like the Grand Canyon.
That's very good,
That
Tommy.
Who says the spark goes out when you turn 31? Eh? Still got it. Still as hip as ever.
That's funny. I bloody jump over that joke because I'm Evil Knievel.
That's very good, too.
Yeah, that little bit of a clip that they showed at like E3 or whatever.
Yeah, where it's coming out of the hangar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
looked real pretty. Made me go like, "Fuck yeah, MechWarrior."
Yeah.
I kind of want to get like a big ass fucking
Oh, here we go.
joystick
Yeah.
to play that with.
One of those seats that vibrates while you play.
Yeah, yeah. Mom, get out of here!
Oh,
yeah, I'd be keen to see more of that. Also, if it's coming to consoles, that'd be cool.
Yep. Yeah.
But even just a PC version, I'm glad.
Can I
that's
say
back.
quickly, all the rumble technology that we have now in
Yes.
controllers, nothing for me ruins the immersion of a controller rumbling in your hand than if there's something a bit loose and you can kind of hear
Yeah.
the vibrate. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, when you can
Yeah.
hear when you can just hear with the switch. Sometimes some games where it vibrates too much and it's in handheld mode, you can hear it just going bzzz,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's like, well, this has taken me out of it.
Yeah,
This
totally.
is not
I'm
immersive at all.
fucking around with a toy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what does it really badly is Golf Story. I don't know that
Yes.
the console has to be jolted out of my hands when the fucking ball goes into a sand trap.
Yeah. The loading screen of Golf Story.
Yes.
Really?
It's the
Has
most-
Rumble? I still haven't played.
Yeah,
Golf Story.
it's the most like insane rumble I've seen in any game.
Yeah.
Honestly.
What
Yeah.
about the WWE Royal Rumble?
Never seen it.
Pretty crazy Rumble. Metal Gear Survive.
Now,
That's
is that
coming
the
out
zombie one?
Yes.
The alternate
Oh, yeah,
dimension
yeah.
thing?
The one that looks like a fucking kind of badly made mod for that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's coming out relatively soon. I'm interested.
Relative to what?
Relative to the current time.
Okay.
And I'm interested
Well-
to see how it turns out, but I'm not optimistic at all about that game.
I'm not interested or optimistic.
Yeah. It feels like this
Right.
got announced. Was this a one from E3 in 2016?
Would have been.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten
It's-
about it.
It's a weird fucking thing.
Yeah.
And I wish.
I remember looking at the trailer and going, this could just be anything. Like,
Yeah,
this doesn't
yeah.
need the Metal Gear.
So it's coming
thing
out for
on
like
it.
a budget price. I
Right.
can't remember exactly how much, but for cheaper than a full price game.
Yeah.
So they know they fucked up.
Yeah, right.
It's
or
a-
it's just
it's a-
super short and
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's a short cash grab, I think.
Totally.
Isn't it? Yeah.
This
could be fun, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm probably going to get it to talk about it on this.
Yeah.
So I'll take that bullet.
Yep.
What a boast.
Speaking of bullets, Metro Exodus would have
Oh,
bullets in
wow.
it.
Oh,
It's a shoot 'em.
this looks really good.
Yeah.
This looks the trailer for that, which I've dipped into the Metro games. I've never played any of them all the way through,
Yeah.
but I know they're based on books, and I know that
Are they
the books are
Russian?
quite good. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
And
and
they better slow down. Oh, I genuinely had a good time saying that. I enjoy myself.
but yeah, this looks like visually, it looks great. Really
Yeah.
detailed, really interesting world.
Do you remember this one from E3? It's the guy comes out of the basement or whatever, gets attacked by like a radioactive bear in the
Oh,
apocalypse.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. This
It's-
did look cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other two were really well received. I never really played them myself.
Yeah,
but
I gave one of them a good go, and it is very much like Fallout, but if there were mutants, well, I guess there are mutants in Fallout.
Yeah,
but
but
like creature-y
I'm very
things.
survivally kind of more
Yeah.
tense and dark and
Yeah.
alien isolation-ish almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm keen to have a look at that too, as well as Metroid Prime 4, which again I don't think will come out this year.
Yeah. That's bold to think it will come out,
But Nintendo's been weird with their just like, hey, here's a game, and now it's out in 2 months.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, we learnt about. Well, I mean, yeah, we learnt about Mario Odyssey in January.
March it would have been. Oh wait, no.
No, January was in the
January, and then it
big
was
thing.
announced for that year. So it could, just because we haven't seen anything of it, doesn't mean it's
Exactly.
not pretty far along. But
I think
we can
it's
get.
probably not pretty far along though.
But
Yeah.
we can get to that at the end.
Sure.
Yep.
In the
There's literally nothing to know about the game yet. So
yeah.
Monster Hunter World is
Yeah.
is
Now,
coming out soon on the 26th.
You're stoked for this.
I'm really looking forward to it. I think it looks
26th,
fun.
eh?
I played a.
Are you sure it's not February the 27th?
I'm 100% sure it's January the 26th.
Well, I reckon it's February the 27th.
Google it, motherfucker.
All right, I'm going to Google it right now.
You're going to be down 2 hands.
I would have played a demo of that was up on the weekend of the 10th of December.
Right.
Don't remember what I thought about it.
I don't either, but I'm also quite excited for this game.
Yeah, it looks fun.
Looks cool.
I played some of it at PAX as well, and
yeah.
it's just like, it's real straightforward, kind of just fucking kill these monsters, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
26th of January 2018. Fuck it. Oh, no, that's what you said.
Well, that's egg on my face, and I love eggs, so I'm glad.
I'm just lapping it up. Yummy.
Yeah, it just looks like a lot more of an accessible. I've always been kind of interested in those games that there's just been a little bit of a barrier.
Yeah.
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 And this one looks like a cool entry point. We'll be talking about that in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Again, we'll leave this to the end, but Pokemon for Switch. Psychonauts 2.
Never played the original.
Yeah, me either. But people love that game, right?
People love it.
This is a big deal. Is this big old Tim Schafer?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and he's
Timmy Shafes.
kickstarted this.
Oh, okay.
Well,
So
Well,
it's
then it'll
bound
be no
to be great.
Yeah.
A sequel? Revived?
No, it's a spiritual successor.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, I played some of the first one and didn't honestly really like it very much.
okay.
Is it an adventure game?
It's a
or is it
platformer.
Right,
Oh,
okay.
right, okay.
Yeah. I wonder if I'd give it a go again soon now.
I wonder if it is
I like
actually
it.
good or whether it's just a bit of. I think people just love that guy, and there's
I
a
think
bit
it
of
would-
like
yeah.
anything he touches, people are just into. Like
There wasn't
yeah.
anything with that weird sort of sense of humor and stuff back then as
Yeah.
well, because there weren't really indie games or anything.
Yeah, right.
So
Yeah.
it stood out a lot more than I think it might have if it came out last
That's an
year.
interesting point. Like a lot of his stuff is kind of indie game ethos
Yeah.
from back before that time. Yeah,
Totally.
never kind of thought of him
Was
like
he
that.
Brutal Legend?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, which was like...
Monkey Island originally and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, him and someone else whose name I forget, but
Grim Fandango.
yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay.
That was his name.
Yeah.
The guy from Monkey Island.
I guess I've never been really into any of his games then.
Right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Full throttle.
Sam and Max.
No.
Red Dead Redemption 2. Not that one. He wasn't involved with it at all.
I was going to say, I loved Red Dead Redemption.
Man, I'm fucking stoked. This is the game I'm looking forward to the most this year, I think.
I'm going to make a bold prediction and say it will be my game of the year.
Whoa.
Huge.
There's really nothing else.
I think I'm going to like the next Scorsese movie.
The Irishman, it's a Netflix movie. Did you know that?
Oh.
Yeah. De Niro's back together with Scorsese. That's how I pronounce it.
That's funny and clever. Yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2. I kind of don't need to see any more of that or
Yeah,
anything.
but
yeah.
are you still skeptical that it's actually going to come out this year?
No, I think it'll come out
You do?
March or whenever they said May. Whenever,
Right.
whenever
Okay.
it was.
Right. Yeah, I guess even if it gets delayed for months, it's still...
It'll be September or
it's
something,
on
right?
the-
Yeah,
the-
yeah.
the back end, yeah.
And that could happen, but I think it'll be this year, and it's just a waiting game to play it now.
It's a...
Yep.
It's a, same boat for me as Far Cry 5. It'll be my first time going in on this
Well,
franchise
this
when I've
one-
heard a lot of good stuff about the previous entries. So, yeah, I'm really excited.
Good thing with both of them as well is they don't seem to be particularly connected to any of the
No.
others.
No.
So you should be fine just jumping into this one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or saddling up.
Very good.
You might even say a little bit goofy. Sea of
Oh,
Thieves.
God, Evil Knievel, he's just... the motorbike went down, he just crashed into those buses.
We've seen him go
did.
through the loop 5 times, but it's still good. Sea of Thieves is the next one. That's the Rareware
Rareware.
Pirate one. I still don't really know.
Yeah.
That's whether you put your thumbs up as you said as you did that.
No! Don't misrepresent me.
Yeah, I'm not really stoked on this either, but I want to figure out what it actually is.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't have a firm grasp on what they intend for you to do in this game.
Yeah.
Yes.
So-
Because what if it is what it seems to be, which is get 7 friends together and
Fuck about.
awkwardly pilot a ship through the
Yeah.
ocean, it doesn't seem to match up with how anyone plays games at the moment.
Yeah, I would fucking
that-
hate to do that.
Yeah.
That said, the games that you have loved the most this year
Yes.
have been the stuff that on paper people go, how could anyone find this enjoyable?
Yeah, I guess. but also, I have never been into multiplayer games.
Yeah,
so-
but if there's a way to not, I mean, yeah, given how much you loved No Man's Sky,
Yeah.
I can see you frothing it, just sailing around the open seas like a little
Hey,
fuck.
if that's what the game is, then
Yeah.
yes, I would love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't get the impression that's what the game is
Yeah.
necessarily. Like,
Yeah.
it's a weird one, but I'm interested. It seems like they're doing something that they think is pretty unique and special.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see what that is.
Yeah, and it would be
Yeah.
cool if Rare were back.
Yeah.
You know, they
Yeah,
haven't had like
exactly.
a for you know, of our generation, like biggest one of the biggest studios of
completely.
that time.
I mean, you're 31, so
Yeah.
I don't really know what it was like
We're the
for you.
same age.
Yeah.
It would be great to see them get back with the runs on the board, but it
Yeah.
doesn't seem because the other thing is it's like people hold this attachment to a studio like that, but it's like it's all different people in there now.
Yeah.
Like
That's
it's not
the thing.
same people
That's one
that
of the
made
very
Banjo
few
Kazooie.
very few ones here I've written. It's by this team of people.
Yeah.
And it's Rare, but what does Rare mean anymore?
Yeah. And like, I guess visually it looks fun. If it turns out to have a large single player component, then I actually would probably love it. But
Or
yeah.
a good enough multiplayer thing that, like Battlegrounds or something like that,
Yeah.
it can hook someone who's not traditionally multiplayer
Yeah.
focused in.
yeah.
Shadow of the Colossus, but prettier.
So it's just the HD
Yeah.
remaster.
Yep. But that's a good game, and if you've never played it, I would go and play it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
there's not much to say about that.
Yep.
Shenmue 3, the bad voice acting simulator.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. This thing that kind of came out of nowhere a little bit.
A few years ago, yeah,
Right,
like 2014
okay. I'm
or
thinking of
something. It
something
went.
else.
It was the Final Fantasy VII remake, and this that they announced at that Sony E3.
Right.
When like
Right.
we got him,
Yeah.
and everyone was like, "Fuck yeah!" And now years later, they're like, "Fuck where?"
yeah.
So
Yeah.
no attention
interest.
to Shenmue.
Nah.
Yeah.
Anybody? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care.
It's
Don't-
another one of those ones where they're going to finish off a thing they said they'd finish off, so
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
But only for that. State of Decay 2.
I played a bit of the first one.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a cool idea. It's I guess like a Destiny, or is it? I think it was like kind of persistent multiplayer co-op zombie weird
There was
stuff.
some element of that, yeah. And then you sort of managed your little colony.
Yeah, and you did little
in
quests,
the-
but also it was just kind of like a constant, day-night cycle and zombies coming and
Yeah.
fighting them off and randomly generated stuff, I think, like weapons and
Yeah.
things and, loot drops and stuff.
Open world zombie game.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. I didn't get into it, basically. But I
think
respect
this-
the idea.
And this one looks very similar to that one. So,
Right.
Super Meat Boy Forever.
Never played the first.
I fucking love the first.
Did you
Right.
really?
The first Super Meat Boy, which is coming to Switch soon.
Yeah.
And you
It's
should
just
get-
never appealed to me.
It's really fucking fun. It's just little bite-sized levels that you are very difficult, but it resets you so quickly that you
Right.
just go again and again and again until you figure it out. And the controls are so tight
Right.
that you never feel annoyed with the game. You feel annoyed with yourself if you feel annoyed at all, but it's quite fun to do.
Okay.
Right.
So I really enjoyed that. Because it's these little levels that you repeat enough times to get good at them. This is an endless randomly generated runner. So it's
Oh.
taking that thing and doing something different with it that I don't know if I will like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's yeah. It's
Kind
like
of the
saying
opposite
like
thing.
yeah, like hey, these guys made pizza. Now they're putting pepperoni on a dog.
That's sick.
It is kind of like saying
That's
that.
mad.
Yeah. Imagine putting pepperoni on a dog. That dog would be like, I gotta get this pepperoni.
And he's a meat boy.
He's a little meat boy running around going, how do I get this meat in my mouth?
So in a way, that's the best thing I've ever said.
I never. Yeah, I've talked before when I talked about
Binding of Isaac.
fucking Binding of Isaac that I don't love that guy's style and the fact that this all Meat Boy, it all kind of looks pretty much. It just all looks the same. There's no variation in the levels
Yeah.
or the design or anything. Which
Reckon give the first one a go when it's on the Switch because I really liked that game back in the day.
yeah, I should still give it a crack because enough people do really like it.
The remake of System Shock 1 and System Shock 3, not a remake of new.
Yeah.
I don't think 3 will come out this year, but the System Shock 1 remake is. I never really played that one, but I love 2.
I don't think I've played either.
Cool.
So I'm going to go in and,
Yeah.
I assume I like it.
You love Bioshock.
Yep.
So it's Bioshock's daddy.
Yeah.
If you love someone, you love their daddy.
That's right.
Go on a
Interesting
date with
theory.
Go on a date with
Interesting
him.
theory.
Yeah. If you love the girlfriend, you'll love her dad.
Daddy.
Go on a date with your girlfriend's dad. The Crew 2. This is the sequel to The Crew.
Is that a racing game?
Yes, it is.
Well, I'm kind of interested.
The gimmick of it was that it was the entirety of America, reduced in size, but you'd race across there. It's an
Okay.
Ubisoft one, so I think you climbed towers in the first one, even though you were in a
Right.
car. So
Right.
But it could be cool, but it's a racing game, so you get it.
Yep.
Last of Us Part 2, that's not going to come out this year.
Oh.
But I threw it on there.
Yep.
We'll probably see more of it at E3.
Yeah.
Maybe another fucking trailer where someone gets their head buzzsawed off or whatever.
Good
I
lord.
still haven't watched that.
Oh, man. Broken, it's pretty fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found it off-putting.
Yeah.
Genuinely
Yeah.
off-putting, yeah.
Because it's so free of... Anyway, we've talked about that.
We
but
have.
It's so free of context, that trailer. That more zombies, The Walking Dead, the final season.
Oh, yeah.
Finally, something with the name The Walking Dead is going to fucking finish, which I'm kind of excited about.
Once again, not interested.
Yeah.
I am, again, for the sake of
'Cause
completion.
you've
I
already
guess.
played, yeah.
I played the first 2, haven't played the third, and we'll probably play the third in the lead up to this one
Yeah.
and just get it out of my system.
I love Telltale games now. I didn't initially, and I've come around. And I didn't initially because I didn't like the Walking Dead games.
I wonder if you'd be into the first one again now, if you like, because you've got this context of liking that rhythm of Telltale games now.
Potentially, I also am just sick of zombie stories.
Yeah.
So
And it is the most sort of generic zombie story as well. Where it's like the
Yeah.
people are the real villains, and it really.
Yeah.
The first couple of seasons I thought did that well, but yeah, it's tiresome.
yeah. Same with the TV show.
Well, you like Telltale, The Wolf Among Us Season 2?
Okay, maybe this could be my game. Like, this could be it.
You love the first one.
Fucking love it.
Yeah.
so
Still haven't
good.
played that.
I've played it twice through.
Give me one of them, and I'll.
That could be great. And I played the first one, read the comics it was based on, played the first one again, and was like, the game's better written than the comics.
I wonder if they haven't announced it, but I wonder if there'll be a Game of Thrones Season 2 this year, because you'd think they want to get that out this year if they could.
Yes.
Because, I suppose it's next year.
Or they wait until
Yeah.
They could bring it out in the year between, but that Game of Thrones Telltale Season 1 also really liked it. So,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right?
Are there any of them? I guess the Minecraft one is the only one you wouldn't have played.
I haven't played the Guardians of the Galaxy one either.
Okay, Borderlands.
No, didn't play that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've heard lots of good things about Tales from the Borderlands.
So have I. I also heard good things about Borderlands, and I didn't like it.
Yeah, right.
I think the Batman one is out. It's out on Switch, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is
the,
it?
the
Yeah.
first
The
season.
first
is.
season.
First season. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
meaning to get it.
Yeah. Also very good.
Yeah, I need to play the Batman one too. I
Yeah.
need to play all of these things.
Feels like a very good one. Those games feel very suited to sitting in bed on the Switch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That'd be perfect.
There are mobile versions of those games
Yeah.
that I think aren't terrible.
Yeah.
Because you're just making a series of choices.
And swiping left and right half the
You
time.
could play
yeah.
that on a fucking Google Home.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Google, I'll remember that.
You could play it on a bloody Texas Instruments calculator.
Oh, a little bit of drug wars.
Oh, yes, my dude.
Very nice.
Valkyria Chronicles 4. So, do you remember the first one?
No.
No.
Then we'll move on. This is a Japanese, very, again, Studio Ghibli looking game.
Yeah.
About sort of this weird war.
Yeah,
that's
fake
kind of
Civil War kind of
a
thing.
bit like World War II-ish or World War One-ish.
Right.
But like that sort of Japanese interpretation of Europe
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is that very like
Okay,
certain type of architecture.
I might have played this actually.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was like a tactical
Yeah.
kind of turn-based game. And they've done 2 more that never came out in the West.
Oh, okay.
And this is the fourth one, which they made another one like last year that was a shitty RPG apparently. Anyway, this looks similar to the first one. The first one was great.
And vaguely, for a comparison, like vaguely XCOM.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Mario
Kinda
Rabbids-ish.
Over the shoulder perspective, but yes, that sort of thing. Kind of like Worms, weirdly.
Yeah, okay.
In that it would, that there was kind of a bit of an action element to it slightly as well.
Yeah. I remember liking the style and not liking the game.
Right.
So
hopefully this one, all style, more substance. A little bit goofy. Only a couple to go.
Good.
I don't know how to pronounce. I don't know how to pronounce this one. Vampire.
Oh, Vampire.
It's spelled PL. Do you just say vampire if it's VA?
I think that's what they're going for, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to be clever.
Vampire. So that's that vampire game.
I don't... What?
It was meant to come out at the end of last year, and they
What's
delayed
happening?
it.
A little bit goofy.
I can't remember who was making it, but it was someone with some kind of pedigree, and it was a game about being a vampire in sort of like a steampunk London, and you got to secretly kill people. You know, you're a vampire.
Oh, sounds good. I really liked Vampire Bloodlines: The Masquerade or whatever it was called.
Yeah, some combination of those.
Yeah,
words.
yeah.
For me, Vampire already dicey territory. Don't know if I'm into it. And then and then you said the S word, and I just felt the
Steampunk?
fucking steam engine inside my heart.
Yeah.
The cylinders just stopped turning.
Oh, no.
Well, my goggles fogged up in how excited I
My
got.
stovepipe hat went.
I'm wiggling my cane all over the place and yes, mamming this because
It made my cogs go hard.
Let me check my timepiece to see how much longer this bit should go for.
I don't know a huge amount about that, and it actually looks like it might be a bit dodgy.
Right.
But we'll see. World of Warcraft classic servers / that new expansion. I've been thinking about World of Warcraft lately, and I'm furious with myself.
I am tempted to go in, and especially if it's kind of a quieter year games-wise.
Yeah,
Maybe,
exactly.
yeah.
If there's a bit of a gap there, let's fucking fill that gap and the hole in our lives with a little bit of massively multiplayer online
Role-playing
grenades. Yeah, I'm interested to see how they implement that and whether or not they can convince people to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yakuza 6,
Oh, yeah.
The Song of Life. I really want to play one of the Yakuza games one
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, same.
They
look
seem
cool.
exactly up my alley of this wacky shit
Yeah.
mixed with this cool shit.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
That's
That's what I like to think this podcast is.
A bit of wacky shit mixed with cool shit. Fucking, what's his name?
Greg. Donald.
I've forgotten it again. Evil Knievel.
Homer Simpson. Oh, Evil Knievel.
Evil.
He's wacky but cool.
Yeah. I don't
Look
know.
at his costume.
Is that wacky though? Is jumping
Yeah.
over a bunch of buses wacky?
I was going to
Yes.
say, is it cool?
Tassels. Both.
Okay.
He knew what the fuck was up. And I'll tell you what was up. His motorbike in here. Yeah, I still haven't played. I think I want to play Yakuza 0 from last year.
Yeah, I think that's where I'll go in.
Because it's a good entry point. That 80s Japan thing is really fucking cool.
Yeah.
That's sick. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe we should all just play that instead
Okay.
of 6.
Yeah.
Well, if you're the boss, you're the boss.
Hey, put them tools down. What a boss is
A man
saying.
who's never had a boss.
Yeah, I'm just so unprepared for a managerial role
Yeah,
that I
that's
can't
true.
even fake one. I've had bosses.
No wonder your first thing you're saying is put those tools down.
Yeah. Stop working immediately.
Why don't our
I'm the
profits
boss.
higher?
Why do you keep working? Speaking of not working, Yoshi is the last one I got here.
Working title?
That's coming up again. Working title. Looks like the sort of Yoshi game they've been making for a little bit now, the kind of basic.
Yeah. Always like weird kind of craft stuff in it.
Yep.
Similar.
Looks nice.
Looks nice.
What, was this like cardboard time?
I think it was wool again, but like
No,
less, or like cardboardy.
No, it's
and-
more cardboard, and you can
Yeah.
kind of like go around the back of the levels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So this and Kirby were the kind of the most, really the only fully formed Nintendo things that we saw at E3
Yeah.
for this year.
for 2018.
Yeah.
And they both look extremely simplistic and like fine,
Yeah.
probably a decent little time killer. But yeah, the big thing is, when are we going to find out more about Nintendo's here?
Totally, because that list of games, you got a fuckload of shit for other things.
Yeah.
But the Switch.
Please don't
pretty
swear
dry.
so much. Thanks.
Can't. I'm sorry.
That can't be all they've got.
Yeah,
I would not be surprised if they're... Well, I heard a rumor that there's a big Nintendo Direct happening start of Jan. There was
Right.
something about some leaked internal email to some other company.
Do you know what? There's a Fire Emblem game as well.
Oh,
I
yeah.
forgot to put on here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pokemon, Metroid, there's all this stuff that we don't know. I would think there's perhaps something that they have up their sleeves that they've not shown us any of.
What could that be?
Yeah. What else?
I
is
don't
there?
know. I mean,
Smash Bros hasn't been.
I
would-
guess so. Yeah.
I would think that there's got to be some other big single player game in the works.
Yeah.
So I reckon
Donkey Kong?
based on
Yeah.
there being,
Could
you
be
know,
a new thing.
yeah, maybe based on there being this year being sort of tentpoled by Breath of the Wild and Odyssey. Sorry, last year.
Yep.
You would think hopefully that they've looked at that having been successful for them and going, let's replicate that. That's what
Exactly.
people love on this
Yeah.
system. It would be such a
Yeah.
shame, and who knows, they perfectly could fuck it. I mean, they had a pretty bumper 2017 year by any measure. But now, I mean, the real test is, can you
second
back it up,
album.
keep it consistent?
Yeah.
Because
And you wouldn't think that Kirby and Yoshi can be those two tent poles.
just definitely not.
Yeah.
Do you know what's crazy?
To me,
as
Kirby and
well?
Yoshi are like the Arms and Splatoon 2. Fine,
Yeah.
if you're into it, they're there.
Totally.
But, they're good filler in between the other stuff.
100%. I think Pokemon will come out at the end of the year. I think they kind of have to. Apparently, the more recently released ones, what are they called? Like Ultra Sun and Moon?
Sun and Moon, yeah. Ultra Sun and Moon.
Not very well received because they weren't that different.
Yeah.
Right. Which suggests they've been working on something else.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the thing. They didn't show off any Metroid. They didn't show off any Pokemon, and who knows that? At E3, I mean,
Yeah.
that may that would suggest that there's nothing to show. But I think maybe they were just really wanting to focus on. At the time, they really revealed a lot more of Mario Odyssey.
Yeah.
We hadn't seen any of the capturing element at that point, so I think maybe they were just saving their
that's right,
juice for
yeah.
that. Because, like, you think about it, I mean, by all reports, Mario was done at the start of last year.
Yes.
That it was
Like
ready
it
to
could
go
have
at the
launched.
start
Yeah.
of 2017. Zelda's out. Kind of everything's out. So there's kind of all these teams within Nintendo that, as far as we know, have been doing. We haven't seen any of what they're doing.
Yeah.
So to me, it's
Retro.
entirely feasible.
Oh,
Well, yeah,
yeah.
Retro
Working
aren't
on
working on this
something.
Metroid. We don't know what they're doing. They haven't announced
And
anything.
I think they've said it's not Donkey Kong.
right.
I
Right.
feel like that was said at some point. I don't know. If
So
I'm
I'm very excited about that. I'm very
Yeah.
excited to see what there's just all these teams in there that
Yeah.
have, as far as we know, at least a year and a half clean for whatever they've been working
It's
on.
Yeah.
kind of cool to be coming into another year with a huge question mark over Nintendo
Yeah,
again.
totally.
But also, I think having the confidence that they'll probably pull it out like they did last year.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
after they just smashed that question mark to pieces.
Yeah, using their head.
Actually, they use their fists.
I still don't believe that.
Yeah.
But apparently
They better
that's-
do it though, because I could see them just fucking botching it
Yeah.
as well. That's always the risk with them.
Big
Yeah.
time. Yeah, you
Yeah.
never know. But like, hopefully, I mean, everything we've seen this year speaks to a different approach
Yeah.
by them.
Completely. But then you still have to look at the fucking 4 or whatever years previous to that
Yeah.
of the Wii U, where it's like, I guess a bad Paper Mario and a bad Star Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
But the
Yeah.
difference is the Wii U just got off to a bad start as well.
Well,
Like,
yeah, that's
it just
true.
never had the
But I guess also the Wii started off extremely strongly and tailed off in a big way.
Yeah,
it
completely.
did, it really did, yeah.
It will be
But, yeah.
interesting to see third-party support this year. Like now that it's like a definite, incontrovertible success.
Yep.
What will announcements for it be for next year, and B like how quickly they can get games coming out at parity with that?
Well,
and that
I'm
sort
pretty
of
sure
thing.
we did this last year, but do we want to do some grand predictions for the
All
year?
right, we can predict real grandly. I don't have any yet. Ben, why don't you start?
I predict that Red Dead Redemption 2 will have some kind of disappointing multiplayer microtransaction thing.
Okay,
Oh.
that's interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very interesting.
Oh, that's a
And-
sad one. Do a happy one now.
Okay, I predict that one of those Nintendo games that they've announced will be really, really good.
Okay.
I think we'll
is happy.
see.
Sure.
I think we'll see some form of GTA on the Switch.
Okay.
Huh.
Okay.
Like a side game.
Maybe, or maybe an old port.
Yeah.
But I reckon,
Love an
I
old
reckon
port around Christmas time.
we'll start to see a bit more more third-party support.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is my prediction.
Okay.
I'm going to make a wild ass prediction here that I think's wrong. We might see something. We're going to start seeing pretty knowing rumors of a PS5.
Okay. Okay.
And I think Microsoft will do something fucking nuts with the Xbox in terms of making it less of a console and more of a PC platform type thing. And
Right.
like,
With your augmented reality
exactly.
linked in.
Like,
I reckon
do
there'll be
this
some
anywhere type of thing.
Big
Yeah,
bananas announcement from Microsoft at E3.
Yeah.
Because they need to pull something.
It's going to be a Hail
Yeah.
Mary, yeah.
There'll
out
be
of
a
the
lot
hat
of money spent
yeah.
on acquiring fucking someone.
And it'll be
Imagine
something-
like Rockstar or something.
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
it'll be something potentially great, but like a big, all right, fuck it, here we go.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
this or bust.
Totally.
Which they kind of need to, because it seems like people they don't have that edge.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah.
Xbox Hail Mary and Sony kind of ramping up their thing into
Yeah.
like, let's do this again with a PS5 because
Sony are kind of in the sweetest position. Like
they are, but they
Yeah.
were for the PS2 as well, and then they did the PS3, which was them being really confident and going like, "Hey, we can do whatever we want."
Yeah.
and they got overconfident and released it too late after the 360 and all that sort of stuff.
Right.
So they struggled.
Right.
Yeah, it didn't fuck him though.
No, but I reckon
yeah.
I can imagine. No, but they caught up at the first half of that generation. They were a bit fucked.
Yeah, right. I can see the what's it called? Anthem tanking BioWare.
Yeah, that's
like
a good
totally.
one.
Yeah.
I wonder what will happen with like EA
Yeah.
this year because they seem in a weird spot.
Yeah.
They didn't release many games last year, and the ones that they did had huge fucking backlashes to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some form of Mario Odyssey DLC or sequel or
Oh, yeah.
mini sequel
Okay.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it just reeks of a thing like Galaxy, where there would have been so much on the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll probably crank it up to 6 burgers
Okay.
Oh, nice.
this year.
You'll
I'm-
actually hit the half does.
Nice. I'm going to eat more
half doors, I
scones.
call it. Half doors.
Yeah, it's hard to predict because it's not like a, it felt like they were kind of, I mean, the Switch coming out was a bigger question mark, whereas this is just like, oh, well, maybe they'll put more games out or they won't.
Yeah.
Maybe these other ones will be good or they won't. And in terms of
Yeah.
industry game-changing stuff, it feels like VR, in terms of the PSVR, still hasn't really
No.
landed
Yeah.
in any
And
significant way. So,
Everyone's kind of stepped back a little bit.
yeah,
too.
so perhaps this is the year where it just
Fizzles.
fades away. It
Yeah.
needs, in the first half of the year, it needs something. The Doom thing, if that's good, that's a step in the right
I don't
direction.
think it'll be that.
But
It's
it
I
gotta
have a
be-
needs-
feeling that the other platforms, your Oculuses and your Vives, are still kind of plugging along pretty
Yeah.
okay.
They're just very niche still.
Yeah.
It needs to be that thing where it's a decent price, it's wireless, it's easy to set up, you don't need a huge fucking room. Like,
Yeah.
all that sort of technical stuff they need to fix, and then someone will make that great game for it.
Yeah.
I think what would be better is like, rather than and kind of, I guess this is kind of what Doom is, but you bring out a really great game that's just a standalone game that people are really into, and then you bring out a VR component as DLC. So it's kind of like, hey, now that you've finished it and you're aware of the world, and you if you liked the characters and everything in there enough,
Yeah.
here's a little 10-minute little mini roller coaster thing where you go through the world. That kind of thing would be really cool.
Yeah. I kind of think the opposite.
Yeah, I think so
I
too.
think that they need to bring out a game that is like, everyone's into it. Everyone's like playing it every day. Like it's like a World of Warcraft where a lot of people are like, cool, I'm in this. I'm playing with friends, and I have an impetus to play this every day. And it just I think it has to be so big that it gets everyone into it.
Yeah.
But maybe it's just not different enough from playing a game on a TV that sort of thing will be done.
Potentially.
I'm
Yeah.
yet to. I mean, yeah, I've enjoyed using ours, but really only for the novelty of like when I'm with a couple of friends. It's like, hey, cool, let's all pass this around. There's nothing that's made me
Sure.
go. This is. There's nothing that's made me overcome how dumb it feels to sit there with the thing on and all the hassle of plugging it in and having it all.
Novelty is absolutely the word as well.
Yeah.
See,
and I don't
I-
think it can move past that.
I if No Man's Sky was a VR game,
Yeah.
I would never stop playing. So I think that kind of game of like,
Do you think so? Because
Yeah.
it's just that little bit uncomfortable, that little bit worse looking, that little bit sickly.
nah, because I was playing it just in the theater mode
Yeah,
where it just
right.
makes it really big, and I was like, this is fucking awesome.
Okay.
It's so cool. So
I really
yeah.
like that Batman one. It was short, but I like that sort of thing. I don't know. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah.
Not us.
Not
That's why
us.
we did this prediction podcast.
All right, well, that's our look ahead at 2018. There's some good stuff there, and
Yeah.
it is a bit of a relief to know that hey, maybe there's only 3 or 4 massive things that we get super hooked on, but that's means that the schedule can actually be devoted to them.
Totally. And maybe we'll answer more listener questions this year.
Maybe we'll have to.
Yeah.
Guys, thanks very much for listening. As always, filthycasuals.com.au for links to our bonus episodes, the Patreon, information about what we've got coming up, all that sort of stuff. Thank you for listening. And as we say here at the end of every episode of Filthy Casuals...
2018, feeling greateen. I did your thing. You can't say it's bad. I did. It's yours.
This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates. I mean, if you want. It's up to you.